So for today's workout, I warmed up quite a bit on like the pull down machine. There's an alternating pull down machine that's kind of like a wide grip pull down with individual handles. I did that for a bit to start warming up, and then I did some cable good mornings and stuff like that just to get some stiffness out of the way. Like my work, so I work in IT, I guess, if you want to say it that way, and it involves a lot of sitting, and that ends up getting me really stiff by the time I get into the gym. So at least today I was feeling stiffer than usual, so I decided to start off with a lot of like mobility kind of stuff to kind of get the muscles and joints feeling good. Then since then I've been on the sled. So on the sled, similar to yesterday, I'm doing 5 sets at one weight, then adding a plate, and then another 5 sets. Today I started off with no weight for 5 sets, then I added a 45, did 5 sets, then another 45, so on and so forth, and so now I'm up to 4 plates, and this is going to be the last 5. So it's very similar to yesterday's beginning of the workout. I like incorporating a lot of sled, especially when I'm trying to lose body fat, because it gets the heart rate racing really high, and especially if you do it back to back with very low rest in between, you can get some really good cardio in by just doing the sled. Also, since there is a resistance element to it, which means you can add weight to the exercise, the amount of muscle you use or lose during cardio is very minimal. And so I'm a huge proponent or believer in the sled if you want to cut a lot of fat without losing muscle mass or losing minimal muscle mass. Then also, since this is a movement in which there is no eccentric component, an eccentric component is when you have to slowly lower the weight or do negatives of any exercise. In most sled exercises, there's no negative portion of the movement. It's just constant concentrics. So your ability to recover from one session to the other is much higher than if you were to do a movement that involved an eccentric. So the sled is a movement that you can perform much more frequently and add a lot of volume to your workout and have lower recovery periods from one workout to the other. In any case, I think I mentioned 5 at each weight. This is my 3rd time back and forth. let's, if last these last 3 sets are going to take a while, let's just play it back fast. Alright, that's it for sled. Or at least repeated sled. I might do a couple more sled movements. Well, let's see how it goes. Whatever's next is next. So, for the next circuit, sticking with the sled for one part of it. So I'm going to do single arm sled rows one way, push it back the other way, and then do kettlebell swings to 2-arm kettlebell swings to front flips. All of that looks like this. Similar to backward and forward sled, sled rows is also a movement where there is only a concentric phase and no eccentric phase. And if it is your first time doing the sled or something, you are definitely going to get sore. But over a period of time, you'll notice that if you do a certain movement that only involves a concentric phase and no eccentric, your recovery time from one day to the other is a lot higher. It kind of depends on what you're trying to optimize for. So an eccentric phase is important if you're trying to gain muscle mass. However, if, like today for instance, my goal is just to get my heart rate high and do so while using resistance or weight so that I get the fat loss of cardio. But since I'm also moving around a lot of weight, the amount of muscle that I lose, or if I lose any at all, is very minimal. So the sled rows hit the back, pushing it hits the legs and a little bit of the shoulders and chest and stuff, and then swing flips for some coordination and explosiveness. I'm gonna do this for 5 sets and then do another circuit. So for the next circuit, I'm doing sideways sled drags. The way I'm gonna do it is, so when I'm moving towards the right, my right foot is going to plant straight forward and the left leg is going to come across and then push to the left to move to the right. So it looks like this. Really training the abductors of the left leg when going to the right. Switching sides at the end. So now while moving to the left, the right abductors are going to get hit. supersetting that with, or the second exercise in the circuit, is swing squats to front flips. So it looks like this. So when I swing, I'm going to squat at the same time. What that does is, as the weight's swinging forward and you squat back, it acts as a counterweight, and for a split second you can achieve a deep squat, and then on the way up I'm going to rotate it forward. So it looks like this. Doing 5 of that, and then with this medicine ball, I'm going to do left hand slam, both hand, right, both hand, and do this for 5. Oh, that's going to be, I guess, the last circuit before I do some abs, and then I'll hit the sauna. I've been doing 5 sets, or the next, for the past 2 circuits or past 3, I've been doing 5 sets of each circuit, except in the beginning where each weight. So I was doing 5 sets back and forth at each weight. I'll share my workout stats at the end of the video, just to kind of give an idea of how many calories I burn by doing stuff like this, and how high I'm able to keep my heart rate and stuff like that. In any case, I'm gonna do this for 5 sets, and then onto abs. So for abs, doing these modified sit-ups on the GHD machine. So having a plate, I'm going to hold it behind me like this, and then I'm going to come down, tap on the floor, and sit up. The offset load forces the obliques of one side to work harder. And then after 6 reps, switching hands. So yeah, I'm gonna do this, and this is the only ab exercise I'll be doing. And then I'm gonna sit in the sauna. Since I did a physique update yesterday, I'm not gonna do one today. And yeah. So my bus isn't coming for another 20 minutes or so. But yeah, I said that I would share my workout stats, so I'll have them here and here. I burned over 1,800 active calories inside the entire day, but within the workout, I think it was like 1,200 or something like that. And then if you add the sauna, it was around 1,300. But yeah, just thought I'd share that. And yeah, let's do a quick ab check. Not bad. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video. resistance-based cardio. Yeah, see you all tomorrow.